The Casio PRO-101 is in its sort of final fixed form now. I've got the keyboard and main board are joined by pin headers and sockets. That just makes it easier to take it apart. Also, if you do want to take it apart in the future, when you bend it open, obviously you don't bend it open, it's not going to break, even if it's okay at the moment, because they seem very delicate. Also, you can put a sort of interposer adapter in there and run it with the keyboard over here and the circuit here, if you need to, for probing the circuit or whatever. Down here is the RP2040 sitting on my PCB, so I've got one of these here sitting on top of that PCB, and this has got a regulator and well, some diodes to drop the supply, and a lot of resistors which are doing level shifting for the inputs, and there's a chip there to do level shifting for the outputs. That's sitting here in the old TC 5006P footprint for one of the 5006s, and the other footprint there is empty, but I've got a flying lead from the chip enable on here onto here, so it's emulating both chips, so you've got your 256 steps back again. The USB cable, I've cut the cable down and you can just about squeeze it in here, and I've run it round up to the charging socket here, the AC socket which was there, and that gives me a space to get the cable out of the case, and I couldn't find any other way of doing it. You can't really go down through the battery compartment anywhere, because then you can't put the there it is, battery lid on, and as you're using the calculator the batteries fall out, which is very irritating. If need be, this can be removed, the cable can be taken out, and that socket can be soldered back on. That would mean you can use the calculator again, because the replacement 5006 is here, but you wouldn't have any of the extra facilities that you get through the USB CLI. The USB is awkward because you've got to bring this cable out, so I did look at Wi-Fi, which is in the code actually. There is some basic Wi-Fi in the code, so if you attach one of these modules, and I was going to put it here in this footprint, if you do that then you can get access wirelessly, but obviously that depletes the battery quicker, but then you'd have your mains adapter socket back again. But the problem is powering it, and the power circuit for the calculator just isn't set up to have an extra 100 milliamps or 200 or up to 500 according to the data sheet coming out of the supply that this chip runs off. So I've taken that out because I don't want to stress the power supply on the calculator. When this is running on USB, the power for this is coming from the USB cable, so you do get quite good battery life out of this, hours, many hours. So not having the mains adapter isn't a huge problem, I don't think. I've been using rechargeable batteries, so you just charge up, put another set in there, and keep going. So that's the final arrangement, and it all goes back together. The switch goes in there, the keyboard goes on, everything works, and you get all your RAM back, 256 bytes, plus you can do non-volatile storage in the flash of the RP2040, so you can save and load programs from there instead of having the non-volatile arrangement with extra batteries here. So with no batteries in it, this is still storing programs, which the original couldn't do. And I'll go through the USB interface and see how that works.